Good morning, my dear students. Welcome you all back to our social class. Today, we are going to get into a new chapter in economics. So, you might have studied in economics the different chapters that we have dealt in the previous topics is about the difficulties that India faced soon after independence. And after a lot of discussions about the multidimensional problems, multidimensional problem means India had lot of problems which was been existing in India till now. Can find that as the dimensional problems, like we had poverty, we had so many problems like how administration should be dealt, what are the rules and regulations should be brought, and how one person should be elected, and what are the powers and what are the functions of the different ministers, MLAs, and the backward communities, how to uplift them. All these things are being considered as the problems and challenges of India soon after independence. So, similar to that, this chapter also discuss about the poverty, which is so seen as an most important cause for India's development, and poverty tendency in India and as well as in the world has been illustrated in this topic. And we'll see about the poverty line, what is an poverty line and why it has been determined, and the causes of poverty and the anti-poverty measures. So these things we'll be discussing in the chapter. So if you see, we are going to see about the poverty as a challenge chapter. So let us get into the introduction. You can find a lot of pictures which is available here. You can find children standing without shirts. You can find a farmer who has been in Rajasthan. So these portraits says that in daily life we come across these kind of peoples, right? And we also see landless village laborers who are being overcrowded in the junkies in cities. Okay, so this is a very important problem that is existing in our daily day life, and you can see that there are a lot of people who don't have the land of their own, and they get into the land of others for working and getting their daily wage. Okay, so similar to that, you can find lot of peoples who are being very poor, not even able to have their food meal one time a day. So those kind of people are also there in India. This is what this portrait is being describing. Then you can find that we'll see these kind of people also in India. They could also be a beggar, can be a beggar. He's been a child who's been made to beg in the common places. Even you might have come across when you are standing in bus stand or in the railway station, might have seen small kids who comes and begs in front of you for stating that they want food. So those things are all common in India. We can see poverty which is being around us in all the ways. Like in fact, if you see in India, fourth person, so you can find the fourth person in India is poor. Three persons are there, the next fourth person will be definitely a poor person who has to strive very harder to live his condition. So even his basic needs. So what is a basic need, my dear students? Basic needs are food, shelter and clothing. Even they're not able to get those kind of basic needs also. Okay, so like that the conditions are there. So we can find in India, roughly, it is not exactly, you can find 26 to 27,000 million people, or 26 crore million people are living under poverty. So they are in poverty condition. So you can also see that it means that India has the largest single poverty population which has been existing. you look into the map, you can find like different nations which is having the population which is living under the poverty condition. So even the world, even India is concentrating on the poor people to improve their condition. This is going to illustrate the seriousness of this challenge. So this chapter is going to tell us that how poverty is being caused and what is the causes of poverty and how serious is this the poverty is and how it is a challenge for our nation. So these are the things that we are going to see in this chapter. Excuse me. So you can find two types of cases which is there. We'll see in the form of a case study. If you have your books, my dear students, so please take your book and have it in your hand. You can find two types of cases of poverty which is there in India, which you can see a picture which is there, where you can find the people are working. Okay, it's the story of Ram Saran. Okay? He is an 13-year-old Ram Saran who has been working as an daily wager. Daily wager means he has to go to work. Only then he will be paid. He will not have like paid leaves like government employees and all. It is not there. And he has been living in an near the wheat mill Ranchi in Jharkhand. So there he is living, and he manages to earn around 1,500 per a month. See, only 1,500 a month he is earning. Imagine the condition of him, and he has to support 6 members of his own family. That money is not enough for him, and he also has his own family, like his wife is there, 4 childrens from the age of 6 to 12 are there, and he is also taking care of his own old parent who is living in the nearby village of Ramgar. Okay, and Ramcharan, what he is living in an area of 1 room rented house. So there is he living. See how much crowded it will be. A single room with around 6 to 8 members. See how horrible. So he is been settling in these areas. Okay, and his wife Satya Devi, or Devi, who's been working as an part-time maid. Maid means, you know, no, servant. And she's working as a maid, and she earns around 800 per month, that also. And then you can see that they manage to merge their meals of dal and rice twice a day. So that means only 2 times a day they are getting their meal, but it's never enough for their family members. See, you can find that here 6 to 12 members are there. Children belonging to the age of 6 to 12 are there, and similarly parents like Ramcharan is there and his wife is there. So it is not sufficient for them to have those meal alone. Then you can see that they're just managing it, they're not being sufficient. Okay, self-sufficient is not there. And his elder son was helping at tea shopkeeper by supplying his own families, like providing or washing the vessels or providing teas to the other, like that he is helping him, and he is also supporting his family by earning 3,000 rupees per month. And in his family, a 10-year-old daughter is there who's been taking care of the siblings. Siblings means their own sisters and brothers are being taken care by her. And you can find that none of the children are going to school. So they are being settled at home only, and they have 2 pairs of old second-hand clothes. Second-hand clothes means might be from some other person they might have got, and shoes and all are luxurious for them. Luxurious means that is not basic for us, but for them it is luxurious. Imagine how it is. And even they say soap and oil are also luxurious for them, like it is often they will not get, why in a year 1 or 2 days they will get. So this is an condition where you can find the Ramcharan is there, and his family is also settled. And you can find the younger kid are undernourished. Undernourished means they are not getting the proper nutrition at all. Nutritious food is not given, and they have no access to the health care at all. They don't have any healthcare facility at all of their own, and they just live their life with whatever they have. So like this people are also existing in our nation, my dear students. So we'll have a quick recap of this. So what is the chapter that we are dealing today? So we are dealing from economics chapter, poverty as a challenge. So it is a third chapter in your book, and can find that we have started with the introduction. I told you that we have seen about lot of challenges that has been faced by India soon after the independent. One among the problem is the poverty. We had so many other problems like administrational activities and powers and rules, constitutions, rules and regulations, all was also a problem for the government. Similarly, you can find that this poverty is also a problem, social problem, which has to be dealt. Only then the nation will become an full-fledged developed nation. Yes. So if you see, we can see few pictures over here. You can find like in our daily life, you can see you will come across these kind of people who are really poor, who we think are really poor and not able to get their basic needs. Similarly, you can find the down picture, which is here, is they are the people who are landless, who go to the other person's land in the village and they do their job over there, and they are overcrowded over jaggies in cities. So that is also is existing. And if you see, we can also see the children, small kids coming and begging in front of us. This is also normally happening in our nation, right? Like all over the places, the poverty is being filled. So it has to be eroded. Only then you can find a nation which is getting developed. Okay. So in fact, they say it is around 3 to 4% if they are there. The fourth person will be definitely a poor person. He may not be that much rich enough, and one among them will be definitely a poor person. That is how the situation is existing. You see about India's condition, around 37 to 36,000 million, not thousand, million peoples, as well as 37 crore peoples, in with calculating crore, 37 crore peoples, 36 to 37 are being included as the poverty people. And this is also means that India has the largest single concentration of poor in the world. So that means India is the only nation which is having maximum number of poor people in their nation. Okay, and this chapter is going to illustrate, as explain, as can give a detail about what are the serious challenges behind the poverty. So that is what we are going to see. And if you see, we saw about a case study. We have two case study about poverty. So first case we have seen, I'll explain you, that is happening in the urban case, where it is the story of Ramcharan. Ramcharan is an 33-year-old man who is working as a daily wage laborer in the wheat floor near Ranch in Jharkhand, and he is managing to get 1,500 per month, and he's finding for still more better job. And you can see he's been supporting his own family members, with 6 members are included, his wife and 4 children's ages are been from 6 to 12 years, and he has to spend money at home to his own parents to help them, to make them get proper food, those kind of things also he has to support. Similarly, this Ram Charan is also living in an area where you can find this an one room rented house. So it's rented house, that also one room, single room with family, six, four kids and husband and wife should stay. So imagine how much big, how much it will be trouble for them. Then also you can see his wife is also working as a part-time maid, and she's earning around 800, and they are managing themselves to merge their rice and dal twice a day. So even though you can find they're not getting enough food a day, and his elder son is being working as an shop seller. Okay, he's helping him in the work and he's getting around 300 rupees. And her daughter, who is age of 10, is taking care of her own siblings, and none of them are been going to the schools, and they have only two pairs of dresses, two pairs of old dress that they might have got from someone, and shoes and all been luxurious, very costly for them, and they are not even able to get proper health care. And the younger kids are being undernourished, they are not getting proper nutritional foods also. This is about the first case study in the urban area, my dear students. So in the next class, I'll tell you in the rural area how the poverty is existing. This is just an example which is being shown in the form of a case study to you. Okay, so just go through the case study and understand the concept. Okay, so that is what is about today's class, my dear students. Thank you, have a nice day.